After years of radio silence from developer N-Night Games, fans will once again be able to dive back into the twisted and macabre world of The Forest later this month with a proper sequel to the 2014 sleeper hit. But what new changes should they expect from this entry? What state is it in, and will it even be any good? Keep watching to learn all there is to know about Sons of the Forest. First announced in 2019, the title went through a few delays last year, which, according to the developers, was a result of the huge scope of the new project. But this doesn't mean that the game is actually finished even now. The February 23rd release date that we have right now is actually for the early access version of the game. This was done to prevent any more delays while also allowing the fans to jump in and help the studio in reaching the finish line. Well, now that the less important stuff is out of the way though, let's dive into the specifics. The beginning of Sons of the Forest is much like the original. You crash land onto a completely unknown island filled with various tribes of cannibals, mutants, all sorts of other fiends from the deep, dark recesses of your mind. And your ultimate goal? To survive, of course. On the narrative side of things, your kidnapped son is now replaced with a missing billionaire, just to give you another reason to care about the story. But let's be honest. No one played The Forest for its narrative. We actually did so because of its juicy co-op action. And just like in the prequel, you can jump straight into building your own private base with a bunch of friends and begin exploring every nook and cranny of this haunted land. In any case, one key difference now is that no matter which mode you end up playing, single player or co-op, you won't ever be alone. You'll be accompanied by Calvin, an ex-soldier, but his background doesn't really matter. What matters is that he will do all of your trivial tasks with the help of a single command. Don't like gathering logs or chopping trees? Better call Calvin. Don't want to get your hands dirty to deal with a small group of enemies? Same deal here. The addition of this AI companion greatly benefits the overall experience of the game, as you no longer have to worry about tedious tasks, and you can solely focus on the larger picture. But being intelligent to some degree at least, let's just say that Calvin has an actual personality and requirements. He won't work if you treat him badly, and so you have to make sure that you're treating him well to ensure that he is always ready to go. And if you're a purist that simply wants to go through the game without an AI companion bothering you, you also have the option of shooting Calvin in the face to get rid of him for good. Morbid, I know. But companions don't just stop at Calvin. There are also other NPCs in the game that you can find throughout the island, and they will gradually and eventually become available for recruitment, so like an RPG, you have a decent selection of friends to adventure with. However, your companions are not the only ones who are capable of making smart decisions. All of the enemies in the game also have improved AI systems, and they constantly think and change their plans depending on what's happening around them and what you are doing at any given moment. Among the various enemy types that are available, there are those that will only seek you out and leave you alone as long as you return the favor. There are those that will charge headfirst into your base, and there are even literal monstrosities just hoping for you to stumble onto them. Most of the enemy types move in groups, and even have their own leaders who greatly affect the group's ideology or general behavior. The enemies also evolve according to the various seasons and change their focus onto different things. Foes that might have attacked you in spring might become harmless in winter per se, and vice versa. And when you're not fighting enemies or gathering resources, there's a very good chance you'll be building, and oh boy did they overhaul the construction mechanics. Gone are the days where you had no control, and to create your own masterpieces you had to use a set of predefined smaller designs. Welcome to the new user-friendly but also more realistic representation of wilderness carpentry. Instead of the old pre-made templates that you had to use in the forest, now with magnet and snapping assistance you can manually place and cut logs in any way you might want to, allowing for complete control over how you build. This basically means that the only limitation is your imagination. This complete immersive overhaul also extends to item crafting and other basic animations. So let's say that you wanted to craft a spear. You can literally just take a stick and start sharpening an end to create a point. And just to clarify, you're not going into your inventory and creating a sharp spear with some wooden stick and stones like you might expect from other survival games. You are literally grabbing a sharp object and bashing it against a piece of wood to sharpen it. That right there is dedication. The developers really went above and beyond to deliver the best immersive survival experience one could get. And honestly speaking, it's a sight to behold. The new animations alone make me want to spend hours just crafting wooden spiked walls for my base. Now, all of this would be for nothing if the game itself looked bad, but wow does the sequel deliver on the visual front. The island looks absolutely amazing, especially with the terrain changes and the seasons. This is not to say it will be winning any awards for the most breathtaking game out there, but honestly, it doesn't need to. It looks great, the combat feels amazing, and the addition of the AI and the companion system is a breath of fresh air that the survival genre desperately needed. So that was it for Sons of the Forest from us. If you liked the video, consider hitting that like button, and if you want to see some more quality content, press the subscribe button. It's not gonna bite. It's not like some of the monsters in Sons of the Forest. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.